Hi, everyone. It is cold here in Texas this morning. I'm guessing it's about 20 degrees. I'm in Austin and doing a quick update on the ERCOT grid, and then I'm going to go back inside where I can warm up. But what do the ERCOT numbers show? Well, first and most important, that right now the grid has enough power. There's about 7,000 megawatts of surplus capacity, so unlikely to have any rolling blackouts today, unlike 3 years ago during Winter Storm Uri. So no precipitation, no ice, no snow, which is good. But it also shows what is happening now on the ERCOT grid as of about 9 a.m. this morning. Once again, it's foolish to try and rely on solar and wind. Just as 3 years ago when there was no solar and wind, when solar and wind went to Cancun with Ted Cruz, this morning solar and wind are barely producing any electricity at all. Together, they're producing about 11% of the demand. We're over 70,000 megawatts right now. Solar is producing 3,200 megawatts, wind about 5,300 megawatts. Together, it's about 11% of demand. Meanwhile, what's carrying the load? The old standbys, natural gas, coal, and nuclear. Natural gas is about 46,600 megawatts. That's roughly 63% of load in Texas. Coal is about 17,700 megawatts, and nuclear about 5,100 megawatts. So those three together, 87% of the demand in Texas is now being met by traditional energy sources. So for all of this talk about solar and wind, the reality is, once again, we cannot rely on them when demand is super high like this and weather conditions are bad. So despite the fact that the federal government, the Inflation Reduction Act, are throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at wind and solar, this situation here in Texas, and in fact across North America right now, shows we can't do without hydrocarbons. We can't do without nuclear energy. And if we're serious about reducing CO2 emissions, I've said it before, I'll say it again, we need to get serious about nuclear energy. And that's the focus, by the way, of my upcoming docuseries, Juice, Power, Politics, and the Grid, that will be out on January 31st. I'll be talking more about that later. Okay, enough for now. You can find me on Substack. You know where to find me, robertbryce.substack.com. Thanks a lot. See ya.